Randy Wolfe joining us from Western Wayne here on the John Mendola Show at Mark Carroll and Janelle. And Coach, hard to believe this weekend is the halfway point of the season. I think it always surprises all of us, but 3-1 starts pretty darn good going into Week 5. Talk a little bit about the effort of your team.
Yeah, very pleased with the effort of our team. We have some great senior leadership in our team. Came on right off the bat against a tough Lake Lehman school down there. Was able to get the victory. Lost a tough one in North Pocono in a physical battle. And we were able to bounce back the last 2 weeks and play at a pretty competitive level. We're just hoping to keep it going for the next couple of weeks.
Week in and week out, physical football. We're hoping you can stay healthy. And it's not easy with numbers and all over the place. We go from single A to 6A. Schools are kind of riding the roller coaster as to how many guys they have. Let's talk about where you're at number-wise and just trying to stay a little ahead of the curve with that.
Yeah, I think everybody, any high school coach right now is talking about the same thing as far as staying healthy. Being a AAA school, we do have that issue to where our numbers kind of hover between the 34 to 38 range right there. So where you're 2 deep and 3 deep is a little different from what your first team is. And trying to build that depth. It's important that we try to play JV games every week. Just to get those kids experience to where, because they're one play away from being called to action on a Friday night.
Talked to Mark Duda earlier, and him saying, "Hey, we're practicing at night. We have guys driving home at midnight. It's not easy finding coaches at any level: high school, college, Division III, Division II. It's all over the board." And let's talk a little bit about for you. You're out in Western Wayne. It's out there a little bit, and you got to try to do your best to find a staff. And you've been to a few staffs, in your coaching career as well. So
absolutely, I've been very blessed over the past 3 years of being a head coach. I was very lucky when I first started my coaching career, being at Delaware Valley for 17 years with Keith, and being really able to see what it takes to build a program. So when I went to Western Wayne, they have a pretty good establishment there as far as coaches have been there a long time who played there, are vested in the program. They teach in the school district. And it was just a matter of me understanding, their strengths and their personalities and their commitment level, which is very high, which is very good for me. And I have some other guys on my staff that are around, like a Dave Baker, who I've been coaching for years. He's just a great soundboard for me and someone I can really rely on. And I couldn't be more happy the way my staff has come together the past 3 years.
For the Wildcats to be successful this year, what do you guys need to do? Talk a little bit about what has happened over the first 4 weeks and what you hope happens in this weekend against Tampico.
Well, again, we're in that stretch to where, having the seniors that we have, a lot of them were 3-year starters, so they were able to see what it takes to be, at a high level as far as competing at the teams we want to beat. We want to be able to compete with the Valley Views, the North Poconos, the West Scrantons, the teams at that level week in and week out, and be able to do that. It's just not going out on a Friday night and playing ball. It's a commitment that you need to make in the spring, in the winter time. I'm a 3-sport guy. I want my kids to play other sports, but you got to be able to find time in that weight room. You got to be able to, be coachable. You got to be able to adapt to different situations, and I think our kids are learning that. We're very close to being there. So I'm excited where the program's going.
You always need athletes to put the ball in the end zone. So let's talk about some of those athletes you have that are able to finish.
Yeah, again, very lucky. We have numerous kids. For the past couple of years, a kid like Dylan Walk, who's a very, very good athlete. This year his numbers aren't what they are because team scheme for him now. They know that he's out there. So someone like Kobe Sauter, who's running the ball for us, he's reaping the reward of that and really having a great career, a great season for us right now. Matt Valanda at quarterback is doing a good job distributing the ball to our athletes. We have another kid, Alex Kuhan, on the outside, who catches the ball very well, can make plays for us. Caleb Brumgard's another one. Zane Janiczeski, who's a sophomore, who's having a really good year for us, both offensively and defensively. Eddie Stajinsky, who's a kid who plays any position we need him to play. Right now he plays fullback for us. He's a physical kid. Plays defense and outside linebacker. So we have kids who are doing what it takes to be in the winning ways, and very, very happy with that.
Defensively, you need guys that are disciplined. You need guys that are going to wrap up, tackle people. You need some tough kids too. So talk about that group of guys. And sometimes you get the total package with all three.
Yeah. And again, one of the guys here today, Evan Coons, is one of those guys. He, a D tackle, offensive guard. you're not going to find one tougher than him. I mean, he's nails. Defensively, it's just about being assignment football. Knowing your job and running to the ball. Charles Luke is a kid who plays nose guard for us, runs sideline to sideline. Guys in the secondary, a Caleb Brumgard, again Alex Kuha, Dylan, Kobe. We do have a lot of guys that go both ways because of where we are numbers-wise. New kids who stepped up a little bit. Chris Heenan, when we lost our inside linebacker to A.J. Marone for a season-ending injury, he stepped in and is playing well. Jack McAllister, who's a bear at defensive tackle for us, who's a junior. He's having a great year. We're just hoping to continue and just be competitive week in and week out.
I'm sure you're focused on one team, but week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Talk about what you guys are going to need to do and some of those teams you're going to play along the way.
Yeah, being in this district in northeastern Pennsylvania, you're going to play good quality football. And we're going to have a lot of that towards the end of the season when we play those bigger schools. Valley View, Prep, who's the same size of us, but they're a phenomenal program. West Scranton, Dunmore, who's, enough said, it's Dunmore. So we need to be able to be competitive. We got to come out every weekend or every week, practice hard, get better. Can't be satisfied where we are, and understand that we can beat anybody on a Friday night.
Easy to keep the kids focused in 2018. It's still a work in progress. You mentioned the 17 years in Delaware Valley, and you hear coaches say, hey, kids have changed, different things, but Coach Mendola will be the guy say, hey, don't be doing this with your fingers and playing video games. You should be out there hitting it. Talk a little bit about, is this an easy group to motivate?
Well, having the veterans that I do, and them going through the process the past 2 years, they kind of know what it takes. Of course, you have your Fortnite kids and the kids who want to play video games and so on. But I think these guys are paving the way for the younger guys to really show them what it takes to be successful at the level we want to compete at. I'm not here at Western Wayne just to be status quo and be 500. I came here to win. I came from a winning program. From when I played in high school to when I coached and so on. I want to make sure we're competitive, and that's what we're trying to do. And the kids are doing a great job trying to follow suit with that. And hopefully, the older kids are showing the younger kids, and we'll keep it rolling.
No such thing as settling in your mind, and the kids are feeling that as well. Randy, a pleasure to talk with you. We wish you the best the rest of the season.
Thanks, John. Thanks for everything.
Evan Coons here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Western Wayne Wildcats football. Senior year for you, Evan. Let's talk a little bit about what the experience has been like almost at the halfway point.
Oh, it's been crazy. Final 10 games, wearing a Wildcat uniform. It's just amazing how time flies. You think one day I was a freshman, just a little guy, and now I'm all grown up. It's just crazy.
Let's talk about the physicality for you guys up front. Who's playing physical football for the Wildcats?
Oh, our offensive line is a physical football team. At left tackle we have Gavin Lamberton, and he's a beast. He gets after it. Center Jake Brodowski. Right guard we have Parker Howell, who's filling in for our other injured guard, Anthony Marone, and Austin Bogusky at right tackle. Four senior starters. We're really physical.
Some athletes getting the ball in the end zone. Let's talk about who those guys are, who's doing the job back in the backfield.
Yeah, we got Kobe and Zane, and we just make the holes for them, and they go right through and touchdown.
That's what we like to hear. And as far as your other sports at Western Wayne, what else are you involved in?
Like activities. FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders in America. Involved in National Honor Society and the Youth Advisory Committee.
And I see track and powerlifting are two things you do athletically, so talk about what you like about those.
At track, I throw the disc, and I just like the feel of it, get in the circle, you're the center of attention, just there, throwing some disc, it's pretty fun.
As far as the track team always has a lot of success at Western Wayne, so it's nice to be a part of that group of people as well. Let's talk about, you have an older brother, Parker?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Parker's 19, second year at the University of Pittsburgh, pretty nice. Trying to recruit me a little bit. He's like, oh, come Pitt. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you're a good student. Top 10 in your class. You like AP government, so talk a little bit about, what you enjoy about school at Western Wayne and what you want to do with your career.
Well, school, it's really just, the people there. Western Wayne is a really loving community, and, it shows it to our staff and our students, all my friends and everything. It's great. In the future, I want to go to a 4-year college. Some colleges give me looks for football and track, so it'd be great to possibly pursue a career. Some of those.
Let's talk about your dad as a role model. Why you look up to him?
My dad's always been there. Since I was a little kid, and I just look up to him because he's my dad. He's great.
Of course, Coach Wolfe. Let's talk about him and the coaching staff and what you learned from those guys.
Oh, they do a great job, and you can tell they really care. There's some coaches just like clocking in the end of the day. They care. Like if you don't do something, they'll get on you. They care about you, and it's great to have coaching staff like that. And that's probably why some of the reasons we've been winning the past few years. It's great.
You guys have done a nice job, Evan. We appreciate your time, and the best of luck in your future endeavors. Keep up the great job in the classroom.
Yeah, you too.
Kobe Sauter joining us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Western Wayne football. Senior year for you, running back.
Yes.
Let's talk about offensively what you offer.
I always felt like I was more shifty running back, but with the coaches and all, they always try and teach me like downhill, go as hard as you can no matter what, so I can also do that.
Let's talk about that offensive line in front of you, what you like about them.
Oh, they're great. Like Evan Coons, Gavin Lamberton, Jake Bradowski, Austin Boguski, Parker Howell, TJ. They all do a great job blocking and open up holes everywhere, so it makes my job a lot easier.
You're involved in a couple other sports, a basketball player in track and field. What do you enjoy about both of those?
Just like the teams, like having all my friends around as seniors is just a great energy throughout the whole sport, and the coaches are great.
As far as activities you're involved with the FBLA, you guys like getting out, having some wings, doing some fun stuff. Talk about the bonding that you have with your teammates.
It's a lot of cracking jokes with the friends and just messing around, and obviously some people might look at us and think we're weird, but we're just having a good time.
Well, you got a couple of siblings, so talk about each of them that you have.
My brother, he played more basketball when he was in high school. He always helped me become tougher because he never took anything easy on me. I'd always wish he would, but he never did, so that helped me out. And my sister was the same way. She was very tough being older than me, and she still played with all of us, and she still would beat us, so that was fun.
Math and social studies, a couple of your favorite subjects. 4.0, you don't get much better than that.
Yeah.
You're number 32 in your class. Talk a little bit about that dedication as a student.
It's hard because you don't want to procrastinate, but at the same time you think I don't want to do my work or whatever, but my parents and coaches really get on me, so it's always good to have that to push you to keep doing better.
Let's talk about the life after high school. Again, you're not many months away. I'm sure you're going to be filling out some college applications.
Yeah.
What is the right kind of college or university that you may want to attend?
Well, we went on a couple trips. We went to Temple, and then I went down to King's once, and they were both really good. And then other places to visit, Susquehanna, I've been to, and so there's a lot of good places, but I'm really not sure where yet.
Talk about your dad as a role model and why there's inspiration there.
My dad and I have always been really close. If it was always come down to it, my dad would be you know what I can go for? I always knew exactly what he wanted, and I've just always been really close with him, and it's just really great to have him by my side all the time.
Let's talk about Coach Wolfe. He seems like he's got a real feel for the program, and he knows what kids are looking for, and he's really had some success, and he seems like he sets the tone. Listen, we don't want to be a 500 ball club. We want to be a winning ball club. We want to be 8-2, 9-1, 10-0, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's always been that tough, and that's what we need, because he's always on us no matter what. If it's just a walkthrough practice, he sits there and he'll yell at you right off if you do something wrong, or if you're just walking, he'll always get on you, and he keeps us motivated.
Kobe, we appreciate your time. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and good luck in your college choice.
All right, thank you.
Dylan Walk joins us from Western Wayne here on the John Mendola Show, and Dylan, it's your senior year. This time flies. I remember playing back with your brothers, and
Yes, sir.
here we are. Now you got another brother that was younger than you get to play with. So let's talk about this team here in 2018. You guys are approaching the halfway mark of the season. What's it feeling like for you right now?
Well, time flies. Let me start there. I remember my father telling me that I had 40 games left, and now I only have 6. Time flies, and I'm glad to spend it. I got to spend it with my brother Scott and Bailey last 2 years, and now I'm spending my last year with my younger brother Julian. He's currently a sophomore. So it's been a great experience. I love every bit of it, and it's one of my loves, you know.
You're seasoned at this interview thing, but you're really seasoned as a young man because of, you talk about your dad, you talk about your family. You guys, you talk a lot. You know how to deal with real life situations. So talk a little bit about all those games under your belt and trying to be a leader here for the Wildcats.
Well, being a leader is one of the biggest things in football, and I'm happy that I'm a captain on the team because I feel like I have great leadership from starting as a freshman. You start to learn from the older kids, like my brother and my other brother. They're both captains. So, like you pick things up from them that you finally get to display to the younger people, and it's a great feeling to be a leader on the team.
What's one of the biggest things you like about this team? Talk about something, whether you have a lot of athletes or you guys are just real cohesive as a group. What is it?
Well, the thing is there's a bunch of seniors. We have a bunch of seniors this year, so we're all in the same grade, and we're just so close to each other. So that our chemistry is unreal. Like I'll be on when the line blocks for Kobe, like they have a great chemistry. Like they know it. Like they have each other's backs essentially. So.
Not only do you guys need to have that thing together, but Coach Wolfe and the coaching staff have to as well. Talk about his leadership, Coach Wolfe, with making sure the coaches are doing their thing and making sure the seniors are sending the message as well.
Coach Wolfe is always on top of everything. During practice, we never slack off during a play or go 0.5%, so he's always on top of us. He's also on top of the coaches 24/7, just making sure that they're doing their job right to make us the best team that we could possibly be.
Some conversations at home. Let's talk about what they're like. Is it academic-based, athletics? Is it just about whatever?
All of them, from the brotherly love, fighting, and the conversations that go on there, and dad with academics and keeping your grades up. You have to have good college applications and all that. There's so many things we talk about. Sports, we sit down, we watch game film together. It's one of the things we do. Something I won't forget is the game film we watch together, and we critique every play and all that.
Obviously, your older brothers have established what they're up to in life, and now you're going to take a step. It's your senior year.
Absolutely.
You see your path possibly going similarly to them, or are you going to do your own thing?
Well, I want to do my own thing. Scott is on the Temple baseball team, actually, so he just joined there. He is in sports management currently. Bailey is going to join the state police, and I wanted to do a 4-year university for pre-med when I graduate. So it's just a different path from where they've gone.
All sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys are all doing some great stuff. Let's talk a little bit about your dad and the talks that you have with him and the constant, hey, you need to make sure. You and I were talking before we started here about how many games and then whatever it is, he's got probably goals and situations for you all the time.
My dad is my #1 supporter and one of my biggest fans. I can't thank him enough and stress enough about what he's done for me to form me into the athlete I am today. From whether it was throwing the ball in the backyard or teaching me how to throw a football or teaching me how to catch or spending time in the backyard to do footwork or run routes while Scott threw me the ball. It was just, I can't even stress enough what he's done for me, taking me places, to college visits, to everything. It's truly amazing to have a father that'll go out of his way like that to help you be an athlete.
Let's talk a little bit about Julian. We haven't given him much attention, but talk about his skill set and his mentality, being with him, and the bond that you have with him.
So Julian's a bigger boy. He's on the offensive line, so he's not quite like Scott, who was a quarterback, Bailey, who was a receiver, and me, who was a receiver. So he's on a different aspect of it. He's on the offensive line now. He's extremely physical. He's young, so he's starting to learn. He's starting to learn what the varsity level is like, and I'm excited to see him senior year. Yeah.
Well, Dylan, a lot of football to be played.
Absolutely.
And it is a long distance run between now and the end of the season, but you'll be ready week by week.
Absolutely. Always prepared.
We wish you the very best. Great to catch up with you again.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.